Bethany House was begun in 1978 by three of us Amityville Dominicans, myself, Sister Stan Marinan, and Sister Chris Brown. It was found as a response to a new need in the Roosevelt community, which was to take care of people who were burned out of their homes. It all began one night when the slumlords had begun to burn the houses in Roosevelt because the insurance was no longer going to cover. So quietly at night, a house would go on fire. The light from the fire woke up Chris Brown and myself, who happened to be in rooms facing east. We came out in the hall and said, what should we do? So we got dressed and we went down to see if we could help. One of the firefighters right then founded Bethany because we said, could we help? And he said, could you take this family home with you? They have no place to go. We realized that there was now a new need. We did in August of 1978. We rented a little house that actually only had 2 bedrooms. So Chris and I had to share. Fran had a bedroom. And then we had a little sun porch, which was what we used. From that time until now, we have had to, because of need, expand. So we now have 3 full functioning emergency residences for homeless families and single women. And we have an apartment building, and we also have a 5th house for older single women because the rents that they're allowed are so low they will never be able to get ahead. Would be 55 and older. I feel I am one of the most blessed because I have had the privilege of working and living with persons who are financially in great need. They are stripped of everything but the strength of the human spirit. And they know how to survive without so many of the entrapments that we think are necessary. We deal with homeless women and children, and the statistics tell us that 92% of homeless women have been abused at some point in their lifetime. We are constantly brought back to the realization of the inequalities in our society and the lack of respect for women and what our women have gone through. And we work so hard to rebuild a broken self-esteem. Many of them have become homeless because of poor choices in relationships. So they come, when you think of it, you come not only with just a black bag with a few belongings, but you come with the pain of having had a child with someone that you thought would be with you the rest of your life. And now you are alone to raise that child, and you have no place to even let the child lay his head. So it's such a blessing. It's a tremendous challenge to do this kind of work, but you can't offer hospitality unless you have a home. And if you were at Bethany for any length of time, you would see that our mothers offer hospitality to the new person, because when they come, they start to feel at home. One woman who does some speaking for us says, I've lived in many places in different parts of the world, and yet I never had a home. We have a budget of just under $2 million. We have 17 employees. We house 75 to 85 persons a night. This operation should have a budget of a minimum $3.5 million and have 25 to 30 employees. How do we do it? Collaboration. There are many, many volunteers, including staff, who are hired for one thing and multitask by doing many others. We all help. Beyond that, we have a strong belief that all of us have a right to minister, and that a ministry is not just for me. It has to be open up to the gifts of the community. So we have many churches. We have very strong relationships with the local synagogues who do training for our women, our computer classes in the evening. They take care of that. There's a wonderful group comes every week and does arts and crafts with our children. We have people who write articles for the newspaper. We have people who work on our newsletter. We have fundraising people. We have public relations. All of it is collaborative to make this successful. We could never do it without all those many hands and hearts that help us to create this thing called Bethany.